Hello and welcome back to Green Pips FX. And on today's video, I'm basically going to be talking about this day trading strategy that I use to trade on gold. Now, first and foremost, we need to have a full understanding on two major concepts, being structure and supply and demand, right? So let's just put that in text, right? So we need to fully understand structure, right? Structure and S&D, right? These are we can just put it like that, right? Structure and S&D, right? These are the two most important concepts that you should understand in order to fully be able to understand and master this strategy. Now, first and foremost, the thing that we need to look first is structure. We need to understand the structural context that we are currently into, right? If we are either on a bullish trend or a bearish trend, right? We need to fully understand in which market structure are we currently lying on, right? So if we are actually in a bullish trend, right, then we'll be more focused on looking for areas to buy from, right? We'll be more focused on looking for buys and not sells, right? We don't want a counter trend, right? Trading counter trends can be a little, awesome, but it's actually very risky, especially for someone who doesn't have an actual edge in the market. But for someone who has a total and fully understanding of what they're actually doing over a period of time, they've backtested it and it's worked, and they've been doing that for a long period of time, then it's totally fine, right? But if you are looking to be profitable in the market, especially for beginners or intermediary traders, the actual basic thing that you should be looking for is trading with the trend rather than countering that trend. So that was just some pieces of insight and not financial advice of any sort. So from there, we'll be looking for buy opportunities and target the overall highs, of course. But if we are in a bearish trend, then we'll be more focused on looking for sell opportunities and then targeting the overall lows, right? So from there, let's now go into the charts and see in what structural context have we been lying over the past week, right? So we can see that price had a pretty much bearish trend, right? We can see a series of lower high, lower low, right? Lower high, lower low, lower high, and then lower low, right? This is just an overall direction rather than this internal structure. So from there, we had this shift here from bearish to bullish, which indicated, or which could be marked as our break of structure, right? So we had a break of structure in this area here where price created sorry, if I could just do this, we had that break of structure there where price, instead of creating a lower low, ended up creating a high high, and from there we so that's our structural narrative confirmed. And now in the S&D zone, since it's a bullish trend, then we need to look for an area of demand, right? The last sell to buy, in which prices obviously going to retrace into, do that mitigation, and once that mitigation is done, we can now catch our entries and target the overall highs, right? So that area being particularly this overall area in here, but of course we refined it since we're day traders through the lower time frames. Now from there we can just go back to the 15-minute chart, right? So in the 15-minute chart, so what are we looking at, right? So we could just refine this to this little area here, right? There to there, right? So that's the 15-minute refinement, and after refining this area here, we can now just go now to the 5-minute chart, which we'll be using to trade. Now, when we come to the 5-minute chart, let's see what the market has been doing, right? So price came into our area of demand with a downtrend, right? So price created a lower high, lower low, lower high, and then finally just this lower low here, right? Since this is just some trash here, price simply ranging, creating liquidity and etc. So I'll just use that as my final lower low. Now from there, since we're in a very deep consolidation like this, we shouldn't be looking for, okay, we can mark this one too, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Let's just do it like that, simple. Now from there, what we need to see is that shift, right? Shift from bearish to bullish, right? This change of character here and this break of structure here will confirm that this price action has shifted from bearish to bullish, and now we're heading into an uptrend, of course. So where does that happen, right? So we have a lower high that created a lower low, and from there price decided to shift its trend with this break here. To make it, just label it a change of character, right? So a change of character, and from there we have now what we have ourselves a high and a probable low here, right? And then we have a break of structure, right there, to now signify that this market has now signify that this market has already shifted its overall trend from bearish to bullish. Now from there we could just be simply looking at areas of demand, right? The last sells to buy, which is this area here, in which now, as you can see, price comes, of course, since it's a range, price was creating liquidity in both sides of the market. So price takes the sell side liquidity, wicking just below this low here, only wicks, no body closings. So that's absorption, right? And from there, price breaks bullish again, right? So this was a very good area of entries, but now, as you can see, since these liquidations will happen, you could obviously try to enter it through the lower time frames, but let's just take this as a loss, right? So let's just put simple trading right there. So here we had our trade, and there was our stop loss being hit. Okay, that's fine. So it's a -1, right? We can just put this text here as a -1, right? So let's say this was a -1%, right? A loss there. And from there, price does what? Price creates a low and a high, right? Doing what? Breaking this high here. Hence, this is a what? This is a break of structure bullish. So if this is a break of structure bullish, then we're looking for the same thing, right? We need to see price retrace here. Now, since this is a very big trend, then, this is a very big push, and there's a very big and clear trend coming down. So we should just wait for price to do what? Price to enter into our area of demand. And from there, we now want to see price do this, right? Do this, right? Change its character again, and then there's our entry, of course, entry 1, entry 2, and then price goes, right? So let's see if that happened. So judging this as our low, so let's just put this area here. So this is my last sell to buy, which was obviously unmitigated, and price comes down, right? Let's just remove this down area here. So from there, price comes down into our area of demand, and then we now see a low, a high, a lower low, right? So we need to see the break of this lower high here to indicate that this market is now reversing back to bullish. So we need to see a break of this structure here, right? Or a change of character. So price just ranges from this low here to this high here, and then finally breaks. Now, from this break of structure, price creates this high, but where does this high come from, right? This high comes from this low here. So at this point, we're simply ranging from this high here to this low here, right? So this is the range that we're currently sitting on, right? And we need to trade from this range. Now, from this range, we just need to identify the last sell to buy, right? In which price is going to retrace into before going bullish. And lo and behold, where's our last sell to buy? This little bearish candle here, the last bearish candle before this high was made. So this was my overall S&D zone. And of course, price does what it does best, right? So price came here, created this high, came down, created this low, which never touched our POI, and then did what? Left an area of imbalance between these lows here. So if we have imbalance and we have an obvious unmitigated S&D zone, then this is a very good area to take our trade from, right? And of course, price comes in and makes this high here, but it does what again, right? It creates a channel, right? This channel here to indicate that there's sell side liquidity here, right? So price comes down, takes the sell side liquidity, fills in this imbalance or the fair value gap, mitigates also our S&D zone, and there's our entry. Lo and behold, this right here is our bullish entry. Of course, we're looking to just protect ourselves below the low, and we're looking to target the overall highs, right? So we could use this high here as our first area of take profit, right? We could use this high here as our first area of take profit, so we could just put in that TP1, right? And from there we can now look at further areas up here for extra, take profit, right? Because the way I trade, I just close partials over time, right? So I would like, so after this break of structure here, I would take 40%. After this break of structure here, I would take 40% and leave 20% still running to new highs with my break even already intact. Now from there, so that's just how I trade. No financial advice of any sort once again. So from there, price does what? Price creates a high, which came from what? Which came from this overall low here, right? After this high here, low and another high, right? Price comes down again to an area of demand right here, right? And that's on another entry here, another bullish entry here, and our stop loss just there. Okay, so of course we're looking to target this high first and then leave the rest running, right? So there's our entry, there's our target, and now let's just put this back here and see where, boom, so there's our take profit target being hit again. So with this trade here, we got 6 RR. So here we have a plus 6 RR, right? A plus, okay, plus 6 there, and from here we have another 3, so we have a plus 3 here, a plus 3, so that's already plus 9 minus that one that we took before, so it's a to make it a total of 8 RR up until now. So so from there we have ourselves another break here. So we have ourselves another break of structure here, this break of structure here, which led to the formation of this low here, but this high, but this high was formed from this low here. So judging by this internal price action, right, we can now see a low, a high, a low, a change of character here, creating a high from this low here, which created a low, a high, right, a low, and then a high, right? Now so we're pretty much ranging from this low to this high, but look at this low here. So let's remove these. Look at this low here, right? Where's this low sitting? This low here. This low is sitting above an unmitigated S&D zone with imbalances left behind, right? So we have imbalances here of fair value gaps and an unmitigated S&D zone here. And then price from this low here comes up, fails to break a high, which means what? This is a weak low, which is what? Liquidity, sell side liquidity. And price from there just comes down, takes that sell side liquidity, mitigates our these left up imbalances, triggers our entry here. So this is our bullish entry there. Of course, we're just looking to protect ourselves below the low, and we're looking to target the highs, of course, taking 80% here and leaving 20% running. And of course, with the nose, so I was trading nose, so I just left, I took out 50%, putting my break even in place. So price comes down, never takes me out at break even, and then price rides off. So this RR here was a 1 to 6.7, so let's just assume it's a 1 to 7, right? So we have ourselves a plus 7 RR here, a plus 7 RR here to make it a total of 15 RR. And if we look at where we started trading, right, so that's 15 RR, right? Assuming that we were taking all the profits at these take profit targets. So this was a span from our first trade here. It was Wednesday 8th March to Friday 10th March, right? So it's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 3 days. In a span of 3 days, we made 15 RR with only 3 wins and a 1 loss. Now that's the beauty of this day trading strategy that I just revealed to you. And of course, if you liked it, then don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't, turn that bell button on for notifications, and of course, have a nice trading week and peace out.